Slap Battles has a lot of content in it, such as gloves, badges, and places. And within the game, there are obviously a lot of secrets. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you 10 different secrets I bet you didn't know in Slap Battles, so let's get started. Now, the first secret I'm going to be talking about was actually added in the Slap Battles quite a while ago, and it was actually added when the UFO glove was released. Now, this secret has nothing to do with the UFO glove itself, rather it has something to do with the UFO banner. I'll give you a second to try and find it because it's actually pretty hard to notice at first. Now, if you haven't spotted it yet, it's actually in the bottom right corner of the banner, and well, if we zoom in, as you can see, there is a mini Among Us in the bottom corner of the UFO banner. And yeah, this is actually just extremely random. It's very small, very hard to notice unless you're paying very close attention to the UFO banner. But yeah, it's just a very funny and just kind of weird thing to put here. It makes sense because it has to do with space like a UFO, but still, it's just a very funny Easter egg. Now, the next secret was actually added to Slap Battles pretty recently. I'm pretty sure it was added about a week ago after this video was made. But it has to do with the Castle Island, and they added something very small, but it's actually pretty funny. So, they actually added a secret animal on this island, like an actual statue of a secret animal. And no, I'm not talking about this picture, you guys have probably noticed this, but this was actually added before this other secret was added. If you guys don't know where this is, if you look down near the cheese where you get the mouse glove, as you can see, you have to zoom in very far, but as you can see, there is a miniature cat. Just a miniature cat right here, and it's not just an image, it's actually like a 3D like model. As you can see, it's like actually 3D. So yeah, really cool actually. I don't really know why they added this into the game, but Gravity actually like kind of told us about it in the update logs of the update when this was actually added. He told us to try to find a secret, and yeah, this is it. So yeah, pretty funny and honestly pretty cute too. I love this cat. Now, this next secret has to do with a special hit effect, so if you're into hit effects, this secret's going to be especially interesting for you. So, at the time of recording this, I'm pretty sure this happened about like a month ago or a few weeks ago, but basically a tester in the Slap Battles Discord showed this image in the general chat of a special hit effect called Exploiter. And yeah, this is actual footage of the hit effect if you haven't seen it already. It's actually very cool, it's a very unique effect. And yeah, basically this tester said that you could obtain this effect if you did 7 different like quests. There were like 7 secret quests that they said you had to do. One was having a certain amount of slaps, and the second was like doing something in Slap Royale, and that's all they said. But turns out this was a joke. Yeah, this effect is not obtainable by anyone. Only testers are able to have access to this effect. So if you're a tester in Slap Battles, you're able to use this effect. So I guess if you want this effect, you can become a tester, but don't only become a tester because of the effect, because you won't actually be a good tester if you're only doing this for the effect. Now, this next secret has to do with the room where you obtain the Debug glove. But what's really interesting about this room is these 4 buttons back here. Now, these ones are pretty self-explanatory. The heal one will heal you, sit one, well, if you press it, it will literally just make you sit down. The kill button will kill you, which I'm not going to press that because, it's going to kill me. But then we have the nuke button, and well, this one's very interesting because if you push it, as you can see, it has an extremely long wait time where you have to actually hold this down. And yeah, if you want to see what happens when you actually do manage to press this, yeah, so, like, literally nothing happens, so this nuke button just makes you waste, like, probably, like, a few minutes of your time. So, if you press this and thought something was gonna happen, I'm sorry, but nothing does, which is honestly very disappointing. Now, the next secret has to do with Run's encasement ability. Now, you guys probably already know that when you use this ability, there's a chance that the voice line domains expansion will play. Here's an example of when this happens.
Domain expansion.
And yeah, that's what it sounds like. Now, if you're wondering who actually voiced this, well, it's probably not who you expected. It's actually Grug. Yeah, Grug actually voiced this line, and it sounds really good, and honestly, I did not know this until I actually looked up the Run Glove on the Wikipedia, and it actually said it was voiced by Grug, so yeah, that's actually really cool. Now, the next secret has to do with Clover's ability. Now, I'm sure you've all used the Clover glove before, but if you haven't, basically, if you use the Clover's ability, there's a chance that you either get good luck, which if you get good luck, then your glove is green, and then you start, getting buffs. However, if you're unfortunate, then your luck will be bad, and well, here your glove will turn red, and well, you'll get a bunch of debuffs. So yeah, these are the only 2 abilities that Clover has, which is what a lot of people think, but there's actually a third ability, which is a 1 in 100 chance, or a 1% chance, where you'll get a very lucky buff, and well, basically you'll be super OP for a decent amount of time. I'll show you when this happens. And here we go. As you can see, it said your luck is amazing, and yeah, you get some really good buffs here. So yeah, as you can see, you get this like golden, like glowing effect, and yeah, it doesn't last for super long, which kind of sucks, but yeah, it's a pretty cool secret ability. Now the next secret is that there are 2 popular slap battles YouTubers and banners of gloves in the game. The first YouTuber is Billify. He has over 100,000 subscribers. Try to guess which banner he's in. Now if you haven't guessed yet, he's actually in the Alchemist banner way over here. So as you can see, if we zoom in, then go to kind of the left area, as you can see it says wanted, and then Billify is there. So very interesting. I'm not really sure what Billify did to become wanted, but if any of you guys have any theories on what he did, let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested to hear. The next popular YouTuber, sadly he did move on from slap battles. He doesn't really play the game anymore, but I totally respect his opinion. He just wanted to play other games, which honestly that's totally fair. But the next YouTuber I'm going to be talking about, which is actually in a banner, is Nonsense. Now Nonsense has, I'm pretty sure, like 50,000 subscribers. Try to guess which banner he's in. And if you haven't guessed yet, then he's actually in the fan banner. Now, as you can see in the top left of the banner, actually his avatar, or like his face, is right here on this little green worm. So yeah, that's pretty funny. He's actually in here. It's honestly a very like random banner to put him in, but it makes sense. I mean, this banner like is in like a house, so putting him up here would actually kind of make a lot of sense. And yeah, it's a pretty cool Easter egg hidden in this banner. Now, these next 3 secrets are going to be secrets that only newer players won't know. If you're an older player of slap battles, then you're probably going to know these secrets. So let's see how much I know OG you really are of slap battles. So the first secret has to do with one of the limited time gloves of slap battles, which is only obtainable during Christmas. Now, this has to do with the Santa glove right over here. Now, right now, the way to obtain this glove only during Christmas is to fight the Jerry boss. However, before this, a year ago when this glove was actually released, there was a different obtainment method, and that was an entirely different game mode. And this game mode was actually called Snowball Smash, and I actually played this game mode because I was playing slap battles this long ago. But yeah, this was like 2 years ago, and basically it was just King of the Hill, basically just like capture the top of the tower for like, I think it was like 5 minutes or something, and your team wins. It was very glitchy and buggy, so that's why they removed it and changed the obtainment method, and honestly, I think the Jerry boss fight was definitely a way better addition. But let me know if you guys actually managed to play this game mode when it released. Now, this next secret has to do with the 2 billion visits update. This is when the guide boss fight was released, this is when hit effects were introduced and null shards, and 3 new gloves were also introduced in the game, which were the Hunter, Relude, and Avatar gloves. Now, this secret has to do with the Avatar glove. Now, if you weren't around in slap battles when this glove actually released, you wouldn't know that this glove wasn't actually usable or obtainable when the update actually released. Now, everything else was ready, and there was pretty much a set time for when this update was going to come out. However, the Avatar glove was very buggy, there were a lot of glitches, so they did have to delay this glove a week. So, a week after this update came out, then this glove was actually obtainable and you could actually use it. Now, here's a screenshot of what the stand looked like before you were actually able to obtain it. So yeah, pretty interesting how they released this even though it wasn't technically ready to be released yet. So pretty interesting that they did that. But yeah, if you guys knew this was actually a thing, then let me know in the comments below, because this came out like over a year ago. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about has to do with one of the starter gloves of slap battles. Now, I would consider starter gloves probably gloves that are ranging from default to maybe 1,000 or a few thousand slaps. Basically gloves that are basically usually used by beginners of slap battles. Now, the starter glove I'm going to be talking about is the dual glove. As you can see, this glove currently costs 0 slaps, so it's impossible to use this glove immediately after joining, because how are you supposed to get 40 slaps without actually slapping people? Now, this means default is the only glove you've ever been able to obtain immediately after joining the game, because it costs 0 slaps, the rest costs slaps, so surely this is the only glove you've ever been able to obtain after joining. Well, wrong. You actually used to be able to obtain the dual glove immediately after joining as well, but how is this possible since the glove costs 40 slaps? Now, if you didn't know, dual actually used to cost 10 slaps. And well, since daily rewards give you 10 slaps after you join, this means that you were technically able to obtain the dual glove without actually slapping anyone. However, they did buff the amount of slaps you need to 40 slaps, so this honestly makes a lot of sense. And those are 10 secrets I bet you didn't know in slap battles. If you knew any of these secrets, let me know in the comments below, but anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.